Imagine you're living with a roommate, sharing rent, utilities, and maybe even groceries. Suddenly, your roommate decides to move out. This situation can be stressful and confusing, especially if you're not sure what comes next. In this video, we'll walk you through what typically happens when a roommate moves out, what your responsibilities are, and how you can protect yourself both financially and legally. Let's start by understanding why this scenario is so common and what you should expect in the first few days after your roommate leaves. When your roommate moves out, your first reaction might be shock or worry. It's natural to feel uncertain about how you'll handle the rent, bills, and daily life without them. You might also wonder if you'll have to move out yourself or if you can find someone new to share the space. The key is to stay calm and start gathering information. Check your lease agreement, make a list of shared expenses, and think about your next steps. This initial period is all about assessing your situation and preparing for changes. The first thing you should do is review your lease agreement. Is your roommate's name on the lease, or is it just yours? Are you both jointly responsible for the rent, or does each person pay separately? These details will determine your legal and financial obligations. If both names are on the lease, you may still be responsible for the full rent, even if your roommate leaves. Understanding your lease is crucial before making any decisions or contacting your landlord. There are two main types of leases: joint and individual. In a joint lease, all roommates are equally responsible for the entire rent. If one person moves out, the remaining tenants must cover the full amount. In an individual lease, each tenant is only responsible for their portion. Knowing which type you have will help you plan your next steps and avoid unexpected costs. Once you've checked your lease, it's time to contact your landlord. Let them know about your roommate's departure and ask what your options are. Some landlords may allow you to find a replacement roommate, while others might require you to re-sign the lease or even move out. Open communication with your landlord can help you avoid misunderstandings and find a solution that works for everyone. Losing a roommate often means losing half of your rent and utility contributions. Suddenly, you may be responsible for the full amount. This can be a significant financial burden, especially if you weren't prepared. It's important to calculate your new monthly expenses and see if you can afford them on your own. If not, you'll need to consider finding a new roommate or negotiating with your landlord for a different arrangement. Utilities like electricity, water, and internet are often split between roommates. When one moves out, you'll need to update the accounts and possibly pay higher rates. Contact your utility providers to change the account holder's name if needed, and make sure all bills are up to date. This is also a good time to review your usage and see if you can cut costs. Security deposits can be a tricky issue when a roommate leaves. If both of you paid a deposit, you'll need to decide how to handle it. Sometimes, the departing roommate will want their share back immediately. However, landlords usually only return deposits at the end of the lease. You may need to negotiate with your former roommate or wait until the lease ends to settle up. When a roommate moves out, there's often confusion about personal belongings. Make a clear list of what items belong to whom, and set a time for your former roommate to collect their things. This helps avoid disputes and ensures nothing is left behind. If there are shared items, discuss how to divide them fairly. Before your roommate leaves, inspect their room together. Take photos and note any damage or cleaning that needs to be done. This documentation can help if there are disputes about the security deposit or responsibility for repairs. It's always better to have a record of the room's condition at the time of departure. If you want to stay in your current place, finding a new roommate is often the best solution. Start by asking friends, posting on social media, or using roommate finding websites. Be clear about your expectations and the terms of the lease. Interview potential roommates carefully to make sure they're a good fit, both financially and personally. It's important to screen new roommates thoroughly. Ask for references, check their employment status, and discuss lifestyle habits. This can help prevent future conflicts and ensure you're choosing someone reliable. Remember, a good roommate relationship is built on trust and clear communication from the start. If you find a new roommate, you'll likely need to update your lease. Contact your landlord to add the new person's name and remove the old roommate if possible. This ensures everyone is legally responsible and helps avoid confusion later. Always get any changes in writing and keep copies for your records. Sometimes, your landlord may have specific requirements for new roommates, such as background checks or additional deposits. Be prepared to negotiate and provide any necessary information. Clear communication can help make the transition smooth and ensure everyone is on the same page. There may be legal implications when a roommate moves out, especially if you're both on the lease. You could be held responsible for unpaid rent or damages. If your roommate leaves without notice, you may need to seek legal advice or mediation. Knowing your rights and responsibilities can help you avoid costly mistakes. A roommate agreement is a separate document from your lease that outlines each person's responsibilities. If you had one in place, review it to see what it says about moving out. If not, consider creating one for the future. This can help prevent disputes and clarify expectations for everyone involved. If your roommate leaves without paying their share of the rent, you may be stuck covering the full amount. Check your lease to see what options you have. Some landlords may allow partial payments, while others require the full rent regardless. If you can't pay, contact your landlord immediately to discuss solutions. Most leases require a notice period before moving out, often 30 days. If your roommate leaves without giving proper notice, you may have grounds to withhold part of their deposit or seek compensation. Always check your lease and local laws to understand your rights in this situation. Having a roommate move out can be emotionally challenging, especially if you were close. You might feel lonely, stressed, or even betrayed. It's important to acknowledge these feelings and give yourself time to adjust. Reach out to friends or family for support, and remember that change can also bring new opportunities. If you decide to stay and live alone, you'll need to adjust to new routines. This might mean taking on more chores, managing all the bills, and enjoying more privacy. Living alone can be a positive experience, giving you more control over your space and schedule. Take this time to make your home truly your own. With your roommate gone, it's time to revisit your budget. List all your monthly expenses, including rent, utilities, groceries, and any shared subscriptions. Compare this to your income to see if you can afford to stay. If not, you may need to downsize or find a new living situation. Careful budgeting can help you avoid financial stress. If you can't afford your current place alone, consider downsizing. Look for smaller apartments, studios, or shared housing options. Moving can be stressful, but it may also save you money and reduce your financial burden. Start your search early and weigh the pros and cons of each option. If your lease allows, you might be able to sublet your roommate's room. This means finding someone to temporarily take over their share of the rent. Always get your landlord's approval and use a written agreement to protect yourself. Subletting can be a good short-term solution while you search for a permanent roommate. In some cases, you may decide to end the lease early if you can't find a new roommate or afford the rent. Talk to your landlord about your options. There may be penalties or fees for breaking the lease, but some landlords are willing to negotiate. Always get any agreements in writing. If you decide to move out, create a checklist to stay organized. Include tasks like notifying your landlord, packing, cleaning, and arranging for utilities to be shut off or transferred. A checklist can help you avoid last-minute stress and ensure you don't forget anything important. When moving out, make sure to transfer or cancel all utility accounts. Contact each provider to set a final reading date and provide your new address for any final bills. This helps prevent unexpected charges and ensures a smooth transition to your next home. Don't forget to forward your mail when you move. Update your address with the post office, banks, and any subscription services. This ensures you don't miss important documents or packages after you leave. Before you or your roommate move out, make sure the space is clean. Most leases require the apartment to be left in good condition. Divide cleaning tasks fairly and keep receipts if you hire professional cleaners. A clean apartment can help you get your security deposit back. After moving out, your landlord will inspect the apartment and decide how much of your security deposit to return. Make sure you've met all the requirements in your lease, such as cleaning and repairing any damage. If there are disputes, ask for a written explanation and keep copies of all correspondence. Disputes over deposits, damages, or unpaid bills are common when roommates move out. Try to resolve issues through calm discussion and compromise. If you can't agree, consider mediation or legal advice. Keeping good records can help protect your interests. Tenant rights and responsibilities vary by location. Research your local laws to understand what protections you have if a roommate moves out. Some areas have specific rules about notice periods, deposits, and eviction procedures. Knowing the law can help you make informed decisions. Good communication can prevent many problems when a roommate moves out. Be honest and clear about your needs and expectations. Keep all agreements in writing and check in regularly with your landlord and any new roommates. Open dialogue builds trust and helps everyone adjust to the changes. To protect yourself financially, always keep records of payments, agreements, and communications. Use written contracts for any new roommate arrangements and track all shared expenses. This documentation can help you resolve disputes and prove your case if needed. If you have renter's insurance, update your policy when a roommate moves out. Some policies cover all occupants, while others are individual. Make sure your belongings are protected and notify your insurer of any changes to your living situation. For added security, consider changing the locks after a roommate moves out, especially if they kept a key. Always check with your landlord before making changes. This simple step can give you peace of mind and protect your belongings. If your roommate was listed as an emergency contact, update your records with your landlord, utility providers, and any other relevant parties. Make sure someone reliable can be reached in case of emergencies. Your social life may change when a roommate moves out. You might have fewer shared meals or movie nights, but you can also use this time to reconnect with other friends or pursue new hobbies. Embrace the opportunity to grow and adapt to your new living situation. Every roommate situation teaches you something new. Reflect on what worked well and what you'd do differently next time. Use these lessons to set better boundaries, communicate more clearly, and choose future roommates wisely. To avoid future surprises, plan ahead. Discuss exit strategies with new roommates, keep emergency savings, and review your lease regularly. Being proactive can help you handle unexpected changes with confidence. If you're struggling with the changes, don't hesitate to seek support. Talk to friends, family, or a counselor about your concerns. Many communities also offer tenant support services or legal aid for housing issues. Throughout the process, document everything. Keep copies of emails, texts, and agreements with your roommate and landlord. This paper trail can protect you if disputes arise and help you stay organized. Good roommate etiquette can make transitions easier. Be respectful, communicate openly, and handle disagreements maturely. Whether you're the one leaving or staying, treating each other with kindness goes a long way. If you face serious issues, such as unpaid rent, property damage, or threats, consider seeking legal help. Many cities offer free or low-cost legal aid for tenants. Don't wait until problems escalate. Early intervention can save you time and money. Life after a roommate moves out can be challenging, but it's also a chance for growth. Whether you find a new roommate, move to a new place, or enjoy living alone, embrace the changes and look for new opportunities. With the right approach, you can turn this transition into a positive experience. To sum up, when a roommate moves out, it's important to stay calm, review your lease, communicate with your landlord, and protect yourself financially and legally. Whether you choose to find a new roommate, live alone, or move out, planning and clear communication are key. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow.